And we are live. Yes, we are. Hey, you guys, I have a guest tonight, and I'm going to tell you something. It caught me off guard. I've been doing some work today, and I've been in this office all day. It has been one time after another today. It really has. But no matter what, the show must go on, right? The show must go on. So we are having a guest tonight, and we're going to be talking about money, the essence of money and bringing money to fruition in your lives. And in saying that, I just want you guys to know that, hold on one second, we have a special guest. You guys, I want to say this is going to be a very interesting conversation. So if I were you, I would get my questions ready because who we're getting ready to have on the show is a female entrepreneur. She's a coach, a writer, a mentor, and spiritual guide who is devoted to helping others rise into their fullest potential. Her mission is to empower humanity to a level up in every area of life, most powerfully in mindset, money, and self mastery. Yes, and with a successful career built on guiding women through transformations inside and out, Jessica, Jessica Bolden, yes, Jessica on her own journey has taken her through profound healing, reversing illness, and creating a life rooted in freedom, joy, and alignment. Her purpose is clear. The great thing about it, her purpose is clear. To uplift her community, share her hard earned wisdom, and inspire others to step into their own power and create lives they truly, truly love. Everybody, let's hold on. Let me turn this thing off because I can see now this thing will make a lot of noise. Let's welcome Jessica Bolden to the show. Good
Hey,
evening. Oh
good
my God, did
evening.
time catch me off guard today?
I
I said,
know.
oh my God, I'm sitting here in the office, been busy all day,
It
researching
snuck
and
up.
studying, but it's not about me because it really did catch me off guard. I'm like, oh, it's 7 o'clock. Oh my God, where did time go? So I'm like, and I was like, oh my God, it was a good thing you mentioned something to me because I was still sitting here and I still do have to because I can't, I have to keep it active because I can't relog back on again.
Okay.
Um, it's just a research thing I'm doing. But everybody, let's welcome Jessica Bolden once again to the show. She's an entrepreneur, and not only that, she's a mom, and also she's my cousin. I guess you guys say, I knew it was something to it. You darn right it is. Jessica, thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you
And
for having me.
I really appreciate your time and patience right now dealing with us. Um, I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself. I did a minute ago, but introduce yourself to the people and let them know who you are and what you do and what brought you here to the show.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Cousin Neela, for just a beautiful, warm welcome. And I have been a lot of things. You introduced me perfectly. I've been in the beauty and wellness industry for close to 2 decades now, coaching women, being an entrepreneur, founding many companies, and really within the past couple of years, finding my place at home, so to speak, with supporting our people level up in life and just shift those narratives that we naturally think about ourselves into something higher, into positive mindset, creating money, and living a life that we ultimately truly love. So it starts with us, and I'm really excited to just share a little bit about my journey and answer any questions that the people have.
Awesome. Well, share a little bit about your journey. I'll give you the
Yes.
stage.
Yes. So a little bit about my background and journey. Like I said, I started in the beauty industry. I would say my whole entire life because
Yeah.
you just grow up and sometimes you got to figure things out for yourself, and to look presentable and polished was something that was important to me from a young age. And sometimes growing up in a household where money is limited, you have to figure it out. And so I'm really grateful that that journey of transformation, physical transformation, really led me on a journey, so to speak, that invited in something a little bit deeper, deeper healing. I found myself dealing with illness that I had to really reverse and do some deep, deep work, really generational wounds that showed up in my physical body and mindset. And anybody that knows a little something about manifestation, we know that our inner world creates our outer reality. And so I was realizing I was catching myself in some of these loops, and the same narratives playing over and over in my life. And it's like, okay, let's take control of this. I have some control over what I'm seeing in my life. So got down to what I needed to examine and assess, and started really taking ownership of what I wanted to see. And that was the beginning of something beautiful.
That is interesting that you said started taking ownership of what you
Right.
wanted to see. Um, and Jessica, I got to tell you, I'm at that stage right now. So I love hearing what you're saying because it's resonating with me and where I
Oh,
am
good.
right now, this
Yes.
very minute in my life.
Good.
So
Good.
that ownership, how did you come about to take that ownership? How did you even know you needed to take ownership?
That's a really good question. I realize that sometimes we can play the victim, right? So we create these narratives in our mind and create these stories from these past versions of ourselves, but we allow them to play out for far too long. And so I realize either I'm going to be the victim or the victor. I'm going
Mm.
to be the warrior in my story, is what I chose, and become that hero in my own story. And that's where taking that ownership came into play, because it said, you know what? Yeah, I may have lived this life with these experiences in my home life, but that does not, I'm no longer allowing it to define me. I'm going to define what I want to see in my life. And that's where that mindset shift really came into play for me to really hone in on those shifts that needed to be made to introduce a new version of myself.
Wow. You are just hitting a lot of buttons right now with me. You are hitting a lot of points with me right now because
Good.
in 2020, when I started this show, August 24th of 2020 to be
Yeah.
exact,
Wow.
and it's coming up to 5 years on the
Beautiful.
24th of this month. Um, One of the things I started talking about was the fact that there was a shift taking place in the world, and not just in our lives, but in the entire world. And that shift, especially since COVID hit in 2020, was the reason I started this show.
Yes.
But that COVID created a major shift in a lot of people's lives. Those who survived, it it made a major shift in their lives.
That's right.
And knowing that you took ownership to know that you needed to switch things out in order to allow things to come in. What was something drastic that took place in your life? If there was anything drastic, what was something
Oh
that
yeah.
took place?
Oh yeah. There were a couple different things that really jolted me into what we call just this major awakening. And just to touch back off of what you said, Neela, um, 2020 was a great awakening for so many of us spiritually. 2020 was that great awakening. So we really had to step into recognizing and just seeing things for what it was. But on a personal level, I would say 2017, my own health began to take a turn in having some womb health issues, some reproductive health issues that many Black women face with tumors and fibroids and different things like that.
Yeah.
But my mom, that is really what did it. And as you know, the journey with my mother and her dementia, when you are the primary caregiver for a really long time, and then I shifted her into a facility that helps support me through that journey, it really makes you have a real awakening. It really jolts you and shifts you into waking up. And it really sent me on a path of, oh man, I mean, grieving and working through my own traumas, especially with, my mom and the relationship and, what I wanted more and how I had to show up for her in a different kind of way despite what I was experiencing. And that alone, when you have to step in for a parent, it really shifts your beliefs and it makes you value life in a different kind of way. And that really shifted everything for me and set me on a path, really, of, like I talk about, transformation and self-mastery. The things that I saw and witnessed, I didn't want other people to have to go through. It was enough for me. It was enough to witness it through my mom. And my mom, she would have wanted me to not be silent. Yes. So she was very passionate about the work that she did in the community, on the ground, in the 70s, and in her community, spiritually even. So I'm here to really carry that torch, and I'm grateful for you being a part of our family legacy to also carry along that torch with using our voice to
Yeah.
share our knowledge and wisdom.
I have Jeannie is mentioned. She said, um, Jessica, you sound twice your years. Good for you. I gotta say something to that before you even say anything. Uh, Jeannie,
That's so funny.
Jessica is twice her years. I kid you not. If you knew her
Literally.
mother, you would know, oh yeah, she's twice her years. Because her mother injected that wisdom that she had, and her mom and I are first cousins. Jessica's
Yeah.
my second cousin, by the
Mhm.
way, you all. She's in grade, second level cousin, because her mom is my first. Her mom and my mother, her mom's mother, Jessica's grandmother and my mother were sisters.
Yes.
And um, Marcia, her mom, who we're talking about, was a phenomenal person. Such a sweetheart, soft spoken woman, so involved, um, educated, yet very wise in her years. Her
Yeah.
wisdom did so much. And I videoed her in her state of dementia times because even in that, she still mentioned things that stuck with her from the time she was a small child. And I don't want to go too far, but I'm going to say this. The last time I was there to visit her, it broke me down. It did. When she said, like everybody just forgot about me. And I was like, and I just let her talk. And she said, you know, they just put you here and that's it. You don't see nothing no more. There's no going home. And when she said that, she knew exactly where she was and what was going on. And I say that dementia hit was coming and going. Because if I mentioned my name, Marsha, this is Neela. Oh, Neela. Oh, my. And Evelyn, Auntie Evelyn, she would always recall things when you mentioned the name. She couldn't say the name. And I understood that because, you know, our grandmother, which is your great grandmother, had dementia. And
Mhm.
now that I'm hearing about this, it's saying that dementia is a form of parasites in the brain. A lot of illnesses are a form of parasites in the body. So you
Mhm.
all, we need to be detoxing and cleaning our blood. It's time. But Jessica, you went there with a form of having to take care of your mom. And it's nothing
Mhm.
like having to watch this happen. While you were going through this, how did this make you feel?
Oh man, Neela, there are no words to describe the feeling of what I experienced during that time. It was a level of grief that I wish on no man. Um, Watching my mom, and the thing about it is that, you know, when you watch dementia unfold, I didn't know it at the time, but one of the ladies schooled me on dementia, it being about 80 different forms of dementia, Alzheimer's being one of them. And so in my mom's like lucid moments,
Mm,
right? She would have those lucid moments where she was very much so Marsha. And then she would snap out of it. Um, but when you witness that and you compare it to who she was, right? What stuck in my mind was who she was. And so I always wanted to acknowledge who she was. And sometimes in keeping that memory in my mind and witnessing where she came or how far she came in the journey of dementia, it was a grief that I can't describe. It broke me down. But I had to stay strong. And so that's that feeling. It was just a deep sense of loss. And when you have a loss that, you know, you just got to deal with it. You just have
yeah.
to accept what is and move forward with that self-acceptance, with that realization of reality. And I think that's the emotion to take away from, is that even though it was deeply painful, it was also liberating because I'm now able to carry something on from what she would have wanted, which is to tell people about, you know, how to care for themselves, how to create a strong mind and not succumb to the changes that we think we have to go through just because we've reached a certain age. So, yes, deep grief, I would
I
say.
know. And you know, I know, and I remember you had told me you didn't want I to put you didn't want it on posted, but I was people who knew her knew the love of Marsha. They knew the love of Marsha, and I had I don't it was one, and but I pulled it anyway. But people knew the love of Marsha, and to hear her say what she said about how people forget about you, I posted because I wanted people who knew the love of Marsha to hear the her heart saying, screaming out, saying, "I'm still here. It's just a different me, but I'm still here. And all it takes is you, not just you, but those people, you know, people to know I'm here still. Come see me. I'm still me, though a part of me has changed, but I'm still me." She still had the love in her heart. She still had that expressive energy. She still had all that. But back to you, dealing with all that and going through it, and then you all, one thing, we bring this to a close on this conversation. Marsha has since passed, and it's been a year, over a year now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little over a
Yes.
year. Yep. And the memory of her is going to always be in my mind. And I always call out to her because
Yes.
I saw a woman when I was in um, Kentucky this year who reminded me so much of Marsha. And I told her, I said, you remind me so much of a cousin of mine. I said, I hate to say it. She's passed, but you remind me so much of her. I said, I just wanted to stop you and tell you that. She said, oh,
Wow.
she said, come here, cousin. And that's what the woman said, come here, cousin. And it blew me out of the water because it sounded
That's so
so much
sweet.
like Marsha, because that's what she used to always say.
She would
Hey,
do.
cousin. And she gave me a hug. This lady gave me a hug. And I felt the aura of Marsha around
Mm.
us.
Wow.
I felt that compassion in
Yeah.
that lady's hug
Wow.
and her statement of come here, cousin. Let me give me a hug. And I
Yeah.
was when she said it, oh my God, I broke down. But
Mm-hmm.
you have had to
Mm-hmm.
endure
Mm-hmm.
this and raise a child still who's
Mm-hmm.
now a young adult
Mm-hmm.
and carry on with a business, a few businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with the memorial of your mom and putting
Mm-hmm.
her away and still raising a child and in encountering this shift in your life as well, understanding that, oops, there's a shift right now going on in my life, and I must take notice of that, acknowledge it, and admit that I take notice of it and welcome a change.
Yes.
And then you came on with the coach business
Yes.
and money coach on top of that.
Yes.
Tell us what made you go into being a money coach.
Yes. So you know what? I wear so many different hats, and money coach is definitely one of them. And being in business for yourself, you learn to ride, and being in business or entrepreneurship, right? So self-employment, whatever that looks like, hustling, whatever it looks like for you. And just the state of the world. You have to learn how to ride the wave. And what I realize is that many of our people just don't have certain information that can really shift the trajectory of your life. And so it really does start with your mindset. And so as I went on my journey of healing, you can't be wealthy without being healthy. And you can't be wealthy without being healthy. I think that when you get started on a certain transformation, you really want to create a certain level in your life, and money just becomes one of it. Money is not the root of all evil. It's actually a resource for us to utilize to support the things that we want in our lives as well as generations to come. And so when we begin to look at money for what it is, money is energy, and it's a reflection of our own energy. Yes. And so when we are able to tap into the essence and the energy of money, that begins to shift our entire lives. And being on this journey of watching my mom struggle for much of her life, when it did come to finances and making ends meet, I made a vow to myself as a little girl. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna break some chains
Oh,
and really step into that mentorship of not just making money, but telling my people how to do the same thing. So that's how we got started with that.
oh, oh, you hit on a real deep one. Breaking chains.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
it has been, whew, break these chains. Whew. It has been a course in a lot of families. Um, wow. I, that's so deep. It's got me stuck on words right now. It's like I don't even know how
Seriously.
to rephrase or how to phrase what I'm trying to get out. It's like it pierced so deep.
Yes.
Because one thing I've noticed is that even in my family, nuclear family, and you are my blood family, but my
Yes.
nuclear family, which is the
Yes.
mother, father, brother,
Right.
and me, or brothers and me,
Mm-hmm.
the struggle has been so rough and hard, and no one came up and above that struggle enough to leave a legacy.
Yes.
So, in you breaking those chains
Hmm.
and recognizing the struggle and knowing it when you were young, because you said, I realized when I was a young girl that, I watched my mom hustle and all this. I had to break these chains.
Hmm.
So, what was the main, we always have a lot of things that
Yeah.
make us propel towards that breaking of a chain or kicking that door in or however you want to call it, whatever you want to
Hmm.
call it. But what was that one particular instance in your life that said, bam, break these chains right now? What happened in your life that made you break those chains?
Wow.
At this time right now, what brought you into the money coach, being that you did mention
Yes.
you were a beautician, um
Hmm.
you've been in cosmetology and she has, you guys, I mean, look at her hair. Her daughter, you seen her daughter's hair, it's gorgeous, her skin flawless, um very artistic in it, and her shop is beautiful, and her business is blooming and blossoming and flourishing. What
Yes.
though possessed you, I might say, to take that extra leap, even outside of that entrepreneurship, and go into the coaching of the money coaching business?
Yes. You know what? I think it's because what the main thing, just to say, to go hit back on being in the beauty industry for so long, being in that space and being a hairstylist, especially in the 2000s and to present, it comes with a level of hustle mentality. Like, I gotta get it. And you it's almost like you're on a hamster wheel where you're chasing the money, and you get burned out. And that's what it was. There was a level of burnout with everything coming to a head. So we're talking my mother, we're talking the passing of my father, we're talking raising a daughter, we're talking maintaining a legacy, a home. And when you feel the pressures of life come on you and come over you in such a way, you have this level of rawness that you feel within you that says, I'm not going on anymore like this. And like I said before, health is wealth. And because health is wealth, on my healing journey, you naturally meet a new version of yourself. And that
Mm,
new version of yourself says, i I've already had the worst. I've already felt the lows of the lows, pain, grief, resentment, bitterness, envious, jealousy, all of those things. I want to be on the other side. I want to have that treasure, that rainbow, that feeling of excitement in what I'm doing. And that is where I stepped over. So I can't say it was a specific moment, but it was all a culmination of things that really hit me at one time. And I think probably when my mom transitioned, I said, oh, yeah. And right after she transitions, it was just almost like everything just kind of collapsed for me in my life. Like, just a ton of things financially, getting my daughter off to college, just all the things. And I said to myself, there is not this is not the life that I want to live.
mm,
And I said, when I get to that space where I'm able to make money in my sleep, I'm going to teach my people how to do the same thing. And
mm,
that's exactly what inspired me to get to this space and call in a new reality. And I said, if I can do this, I know we can all do it too, because it's not as hard as they make it out to be. It's not as hard as it seems. And the hard part, we think that it's hard. We got to work hard to get money. We got to work hard and put in all this effort. But in reality, that's not what wealth is, right? Wealth is that energetic frequency of saying, my presence and my value lies in who I am. And wealth is a receptor. So you're going to call in and bring in all those opportunities to you when you're in alignment. And when you're in a complete and total alignment, you're in a state of surrender. So your hands are open to the universe, and the universe is going to match that.
Man,
So that's where it began.
that's deep. And like you said, it wasn't one particular thing, it was a few things. All things
Yes.
that came
All the
together and
things.
said, bam, in your face. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
it pushed you to that level of first recognizing, figuring out what it is, knowing what, because you had to really sit down and really figure out what it was that was going on with you, right? You had to sit and just meditate on what's happening in your life and then release it.
That's right.
And that universe, releasing it to God, the universe, whatever you guys want to call it. Jeannie says, taking that leap of faith,
That's right.
you
That's
know. So now we're here in this moment at this very time, what, August 13th, Wednesday, August 13th,
right.
7:32 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:32 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern, 5:32 p.m. Pacific, or 6:32 p.m. Mountain, whoever's watching, or maybe you're in the UK, like a few of my friends be watching over there later. They're 6 hours ahead of us. Um, or in Jamaica, where they are on the same time frame that we are. Life took a change. Your life took a change. You decided to take that change. You decided to make that change.
Mhm.
And now, being a money coach, tell us about what inspired you to be a money coach more so than anything. I mean, what was your inspiration around coaching it instead of just embracing it and using it for yourself, but yet wanting to share it?
Yes. There's this quote that TD Jakes says, and I'm gonna butcher it, but in essence, what it is if you have all this information and all this knowledge, what good is it for you to hold on to it? It's nothing if you hold on to it, but it's so much more if you're able to share that information and that wisdom with your fellow brethren, with your fellow loved ones. And that's really what did it for me. There comes a point in your life where you can't hold on to good news. You know what I mean? Like you want to share it with the world. You want, like, it's like that lottery ticket. You get this lottery ticket and it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't tell nobody, but I got to. And so that's literally what it's like. And I'm like, this is like a lottery ticket. Like, you are your own lottery ticket. And once you really step into understanding that and being in a frequency of gratitude and excitement and enthusiasm,
Mm,
everything shifts for you.
mm,
And we have to understand that money resides on a frequency of trust and of excitement and of enthusiasm, not desperation, fear, or lack. And
mm.
so when we are in alignment with that, that's what is. And so, like I said, I felt like I had the golden ticket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I had to share it,
Or like
like,
on the American Idol,
that's
the
right.
golden buzzer. But
That's right.
or what? Wait, I think it's an American Idol. No, yeah, it is American Idol where they hit that buzzer for the
It
gold ticket,
is.
right? So
Yes.
you said a few things: trust, enthusiasm, and excitement.
Yes.
You had to. I take it, and you can correct me or change or add give me your thoughts on it. I mean, your example on it. But I look at it as trusting the process
Mhm.
of going into something different, being enthused about the change that's happening, and being excited to be able to be a part of it,
Mm.
and take control. So, where are you trying to go with this, or where have you gone, and where do you want to go in the next, say, 3 years? Where do you find yourself being?
Yes, that's a really good question, Neela. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, and it feels good. Where I'm at right now is creating a life I love, right? So, check. We've checked that off. And that for me is wealth, right? So when I teach wealth and I teach money, money goes beyond that paper. We go and we step into wealth.
Mm,
And wealth is wealthy in time, freedom, love, resources, relationships, and opportunities. And where I would love to go even further with this is to reach as many people as possible
mm,
and to shift the hearts, the mindsets, because I speak a lot about money and mindset, but
mm,
it's nothing without having that internal shift within your heart and within your soul. So that's where it began. It starts here, but it manifests here. And when you're able to shift your body, your frequency, and that's the hard work. So that's what I want people to really take note of. You don't have to work these
mm,
long, hard hours to make ends meet. Bet on yourself. And the more people that I can reach that are willing and ready to bet on themselves, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I guess you can say that I've awakened a part of my soul purpose with this. And when you've seen enough poverty and you've seen enough lack and scarcity with people that you care about, you want the very same thing. It's like, I want this just like I want this for you too. So, as many people and hearts that I can touch and guide through the process, I'm excited.
and that's amazing that you say that. And I want to ask you a quick question.
Mhm.
You're still with your beauty salon, right?
I am.
Okay, so that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's
And
a lot.
then and then our little sweetie pie has gone off to college,
She has.
and and that's a good thing. She's living, and I already know that lies on your spirit, just knowing and hoping and praying that she's safe and
Yes.
all that, and she's supported, as
That's
well
right.
as yeah, assisted. If anything she needs, she should be able to get while she's there, if it deals with academia.
Yes.
But of course, you're the mom, and outside of that, the finance and all that, you have to play a big part in that as well. So
Yeah,
that plays a big part.
it
But you
does.
mentioned a mindset shift, but it takes place in the heart and the soul first, and then it goes into the mind to create that awareness and to create that picture of where you're trying to be, or that picture that bust picture that you want to be, or either that full size picture that you want to be or see yourself in. So in being a money coach, and do people have to be able to come to you who are who have already had that mindset switch, or are you helping them to obtain that mindset switch or
Yes,
shift?
so yes, so to backtrack a little bit, it starts in the mind and
Okay.
then it moves through the body.
Oh, okay.
And so I walk people on a process and on a journey of how to um have what I like to call an identity shift, right? And a mindset shift, but the identity shift is what that process is that takes place within the body, because our body is the money container. Okay, so it's just like a person. You hear so many people that win the lottery, but they're not able to even hold the money. They didn't ran through 100,000 in 20 days.
Less than that.
Less than that, right? So I teach people too, you have to have a good relationship with money. So if we're thinking of it from that context of I am the money, we have to have a good relationship with ourselves, right? And so I walk people on a whole entire journey of self mastery and what it looks like to move from survival mode to this sacred shift of being the CEO of your life. And when you go from your survival self to your CEO self, it's a lot in between. It's a lot of steps in between, but it's not impossible. So it's a journey that, yes, I take people on. I have a lot of resources available that people can tap into on their own, because understand that you have a direct connection to your creator, to God, to the most high. And when you tap into that enlightenment, you're going to naturally be guided towards what is for you and how to unlock your wealth blueprint. And we all have a wealth blueprint. We all have a money blueprint. And it starts with where you feel most excited. So I want to, challenge the audience to think about what excites you, what gives you that joy, that enthusiasm, that happiness. That is a direct connection to your money line and to the money that you want to create and attract in this life.
Interesting. Very interesting. And to have that knowledge of knowing your direct connect to that line. But you have to, but each individual must create it, because no one knows what it is except for the individual within themselves to know what that is, or to
That's right.
find out. Like a lot of people, including myself, have said, what is my purpose in life, God? What is my purpose? And as I live, just talking with people, I know has been my purpose, to deal and talk direct to people, by helping them to find that that the reason and the answer behind the reason, or to at least steer them in a direction, or to bring their mind out of the gutter, I say, or out of the negative state that it might be in,
Yes.
and to think positive and to look forward, instead of constantly holding themselves back with negative talk of lack, like you said, um, all those things. I started reading Napoleon Hill
It's one of my favorites.
long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Og Mandino, as being a
Yeah.
salesperson in door-to-door sales, I definitely had to read Og Mandino.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, as long as that book has been out about Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, it's still a favorite for a lot of professionals
Yes.
who have created mega wealth for themselves. You also mentioned health is wealth. Let me tell you all, she couldn't have made a better statement. Health is wealth.
That's
If
right.
you're healthy, you're wealthy.
That's
Because
right.
so many people are walking around here unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
in a miserable state, and can't even focus in that state of unhealthiness. And some don't even take the time to even dig deep to research to find out what they can do to make themselves healthy again. They just take pills, pop pills, take pills, pop pills, going to the hospital, going to surgeries, take pills, pop pills, take pills, take pills. And they're still in that negative mindset, because that's also draining on the spirit, because it's an unhealthy thing to have to take unnatural things that manipulate your DNA, which manipulates your DNA is your brain as well. And like you said, everything starts in the mind. If the mind is thinking of negativity, or in a constant state of confusion or unhealthiness or sickness, all you think about is sickness.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm.
you think about is sickness,
That's right.
until you start seeing that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
And seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, health is wealth. And to be wealthy without being healthy, you'll be broke, because you're spending money constantly trying to be healthy, though you're
Mm-hmm.
wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So the first state of mind is ultimately to be healthy, seems like. And that
That's right.
sounds like what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I couldn't have put it better myself.
So you also have a website Tell us a little bit about that website.
Yes, so that is one of the main website, that link that you have in the description box, which links it to several different aspects of what I offer. And the last link, that if people click on that direct link, it'll take you to the Balanced Beauty link, which also has my blog. And on the blog, I give free information. So ways to improve your mind, your body, and reconnect with yourself. And so that link that you see is just an extension of the offers that I have, the services that I also have, but also to the free information.
And that link will take you to all of that.
It will. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Everybody, this link on the screen, do a screenshot. Normally once I close out, unless you go back on YouTube and watch the show, um, or rewatch, or Facebook, or either in LinkedIn, you guys can get that link if once you see it and go through the show with the time frames and all that. It's now 7:47 Central Standard Time, 8:47 Eastern, 5:47 Pacific, or 6:47 Mountain. That's the time that you can probably find it. If you had to go back through the show and watch it, if you want to watch it all, please watch it all. I could always use your watch time. Hey, but if you didn't want to watch it all and you just wanted to go back and grab that link because you missed getting a screenshot of it here, then go back and look at it at around that time frame, 7:47. That way you can find it just like a 7:47. Think of a plane, 7:47, a plane taking off in flight, getting ready to take a flight to a whole new height in your life, and a life of a mindset shift, and embracing the frequency that you need to get you to that next point. Getting that shift change inside of you. And that frequency you mentioned is a big thing about trying to make a change in your life. It really is.
Hmm.
It's a frequency that you must hold. And they have frequencies on YouTube, everybody. If you guys are familiar with that as well, go through her link and see of all the information that she's just sharing with you guys and see what resonates with you. Reach out to Jessica through her link, for money coaching. Professional she is. She's been in business a long time, and it's working for her. It's working for her, and she wants even more. So assist her as you will be assisting yourself once you connect with her as your money coach. Jessica, I want to say, is there anything that you want to leave with our guest tonight? Any type of inspirational saying or whatever it is? Go ahead. You got the stage.
Thank you, Neela. Yes, I just want to encourage each and every one of you. If you're finding yourself right now in a very hard financial situation, or depression, a depressive state, due to money, a lack of resources, a lack of love, just know that what you want exists. What you want is ready for you. What you want is ready. And all it takes is for you to have a level of gratitude, of thankfulness in your heart, and you'll begin receiving things. I can honestly say I've been in some very dark despair, like just moments of despair. And all I did was shift my mind and my heart, and say to myself, everything I want exists, and everything that I want to experience in life wants me to experience it in life. And so go after your dreams. You're never too young. You're never too old. The baking cakes, the washing cars, the whatever it is that lights you up on the inside is a part of your purpose. It does not have to look traditional. Please step away from these traditional modes of pathway to reaching wealth or money. You don't have to. And it starts with your community. I said on my TikTok the other day, Your community is your currency. So just like
Mm.
they say your network is your net worth, it's the people around you. You never know what people need unless you open your mouth. Closed mouths do not get fed.
Ooh.
So open up your mouth, stop being so meek and humble, and shake it up and share your gifts with the world.
Wow. Now that is a mouthful. Say, open up and share your gifts with the world. I
That's
am so
right.
grateful to have had you on the show tonight, Jessica. I really want to thank you for taking
Thank you.
time out to be on the show. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your information, your knowledge, your wisdom, and your sharing. Because
Yes.
sharing is caring.
That's right.
And a lot of people, it's not like she said, it's not all about just money. It's about the frequency you carry and the frequency that you position yourself in. And your network is your net worth, which is a bomb statement. Your network is your net worth. So that means if you guys are hanging around people that's down and out, ain't looking for nothing, they got some people are out here running around with mindsets of, I don't care about all that. They don't care about nothing. They don't want to care about you having nothing, and nothing leaves nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So if that network is that you're is that the network that you're within, and yet you're trying to obtain something greater, I highly advise you to get out of that network and to get into a different network, a network of aspiration, aspirational things, affirmations, and all of that.
That's right.
All of that in order to change your net worth, get into a positive network. People who want
That's
to see
it.
you grow, people who want to assist you to grow. Because you know what? It takes one to make one, and it takes money to make money. Now, all these
Right.
things are all wrapped around each other.
That's right.
It takes people to make the world go round. If you were the only individual here, you would be here all by yourself. I got a statement before we close out. Um, and before I go into the statement, Jeannie has put in a statement. But before we do, I just want everybody to blow out. And Tracy's here. She want to say, I'm gonna make a statement about her too. But I want everybody to just blow out. Just rest yourself for a minute and just blow out. And just take one deep breath in and hold it for a count of three and exhale through your mouth, controlled. Inhale, exhale. To God be the glory. Lord, thank you for another brand new day. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all that is evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever and ever. Amen. To God be the glory. I just wanted to go into this moment of just self reflection and for you all to see what it is that you possibly would want and aspire to be or aspire to have. Reach out to Jessica. That's her link right there on the screen. Reach out to her. She is a money coach. She's also a beautician, a cosmetologist phenom. So reach out to her. She's got a lot of knowledge right here. Young and knowledgeable. And that's awesome. A lot of wisdom there. But Jeannie said, can you help someone over 65 that doesn't want to go to work 9 to 5 outside the home? I'm not afraid to work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in the mindset now where, well, the world has shifted. So like you mentioned before, 2020 and the pandemic and COVID, what we call on the spiritual end was a great awakening. And so that's when this new paradigm shift happened. And in this new reality that we're living in, you don't have to go to work to make money. And so I'll say to Jeannie, Miss Jeannie, whatever it is that you want to see happen, you can. And I I can support you in with encouragement, with some motivation, with a strategic plan. Whatever it is that you want to see, think about your gifts. Our gifts are our natural blueprint to
Mm.
making and creating that money. You know, like I said before, our sole purpose and our heart, it leads us to what excites us all the time. And so if we pay attention to what excites us, we're naturally going to be in alignment with receiving money. And it's just that simple. It's just that simple. So
Wow.
yes, Miss Jeannie, you got it. You got it, girl.
There's the link, Jeannie. Snatch it, grab it, or go back on YouTube and watch the show again and get the link, however you want to do it. But snatch it and grab it. And reach out to Jessica. You'd be surprised. You know, I've never felt that an age or a number, as I call it, puts you in a position of knowing it all or having it all. Um, you can learn. I used to have a commercial that came on about a crash test dummy, and it was about wearing seatbelts. And I'm telling my age because this was so long ago. I ain't seen this so long. But the thing with it would show a car driving with this dummy in it, and and the dummy didn't have a seatbelt on, and it would crash, bam, and the dummy would go forward to either hit the crash windshield or whatever. And then it started showing the seatbelt and how it restricted the dummy from moving forward or hitting the windshield with his head or whatever. And it was always, the tagline was always, you can learn a lot from a dummy. But her not being a dummy, you can learn a lot from anybody, be it a young kid, a younger person, an older person, however it is. It don't matter. Color, age, size, none of that. You can learn a lot if you're just open to receiving the information.
That's it.
That's it. That's all. No monkey
That's it.
ball. Hey, God bless you, Jessica. Thank you so much for gracing my screen tonight. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah,
And everybody, reach out to Jessica Bolden. Once again, this is my cousin. It runs in the family.
that's right.
And yes, she's a powerhouse, baby. She's a powerhouse because I even follow her. So you guys reach out to Jessica for money coaching and mindset shifting. To God be the glory. Everybody, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys on Monday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on What? In My Element. Bam! With who? Me, Blase Skippy, Neela. That's who it be. But join me Monday. I know this Monday, you guys probably missed me. I was stuck in a doctor's appointment this Monday. Um, I was trying to set the show for a review of an older show, but it wouldn't let me in that building. It's something about these clinics and hospitals, they won't let you pull up stuff. It's really weird, right? It wouldn't let me for nothing. I didn't want to go outside because I didn't want to miss my name being called. I don't want to miss my schedule appointment. Because the next schedule, the woman squoze me and it was a blessing. But she said the next one was November. I was like, no, baby, I need to see you now. So I was glad to be there. And I really hate that I missed my own show on Monday morning. I did. But I'm here tonight. I'll be back Monday morning. I don't have any appointments Monday morning because I truly skipped my mind last Wednesday night after the other interview I did about my appointments on that following Monday, this Monday that just passed. It truly slipped my mind. And I found myself getting up, rushing and getting to the clinic for my appointment. And I was like, oh, my show. I didn't set the show before I left. And I done got that building. Couldn't set that darn show. I was mad with myself. But I got over it. And I'm here tonight. Yeah, I see you guys Monday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, and also Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join me there or be square. So, she said, when is your best showtime? My best showtime, Tracy, or Jessica's? Let me see what she's saying. It's 8 a.m., 8 o'clock in the morning Central on Monday mornings, only Monday mornings. And then only on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So it's only 2 days a week that I have the show now going live. And that's 8 a.m. Central or 7 on Monday or 7 p.m. Central on Wednesday nights. To God be the glory, everybody. I'll see you guys next week, Monday morning. Be there or be square. In the meantime and in between time, enjoy the rest of your week and weekend. I know I'm going to enjoy mine. We have Morgan Park High School reunion picnic this Saturday, and it's going to, oh, mine. Yeah, that was the hours, Jeff Tracy says. We have high school reunions this year, and Michael Collier is coming in because it's his 50th high school reunion for Morgan Park. And yeah, he's an old fart. And it's my we just had our we nearing our 45th year for Morgan Park, my classmates. So it's, man, it's just been a blessing. But God bless you, Jessica. Thank you so much for taking time once again. And to God be the glory and peace be
Thank
with you.
you.
Yes. Everybody, peace out. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. See you Monday. Bye-bye.